Boom! What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larsen. Welcome back to Sales Funnel Radio, and I'm very excited that you are here. Hey, today I want to tell you guys a little bit about what I've been doing to capitalize on some things that I've already been doing and ways I've been using what I'm already doing to make additional cash.
I've spent the last 4 years learning from the most brilliant marketers today. And now I've left my 9-to-5 to take the plunge and build my $1 million business. The real question is, how will I do it without VC funding or debt, completely from scratch? This podcast is here to give you the answer. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my online business, using only today's best internet sales funnels. My name is Steve Larsen, and welcome to Sales Funnel Radio.
What's up? Hopefully that title made sense. I don't know what else to call it here. So I've been traveling a lot lately, and more than I like. But what happened was, and with full disclosure, I said yes to more things than I realized I did, and that's okay. And so it's just been a little bit busier than normal, and that's okay. So what I've been doing, though, is going around and speaking. I've been speaking like crazy. Now, I don't remember where I first saw this, but I saw Russell start going and speaking in different places, and then he would bring with him like a film guy. And I was like, oh, that's clever. That's really cool. And what they were doing was they would go film the journey of him doing the thing, so he would be able to capitalize on what he was doing again, right? So, for example, like what I used to go do is I would just go speak at these places and I would sell, and then that would be it. Sometimes I'd tell you guys about it, sometimes I wouldn't, and that would be it. I speak a lot of places now, and I'm more picky on where I speak than I used to be. In the past, it was just like, get on anything. Same thing with podcasts. I probably won't do as many interviewsteve.com interviews for people's podcasts like I have been in the past. Right? I'm going to start designing my lifestyle a little bit more, which is very exciting, and I think a natural step that happens after a certain spot. And so that's basically what I've been doing. So in order to capitalize more on what I'm already doing, there's a few things I've been doing. There's a guy today who interviewed me, and he asked me how I stay so effective. And one of the things that I do is I tell myself, like, I only work 9 to 6. Okay, and that might shock some of you guys, but that's really it. I mean, I work 9 to 6, and once it's over, like, I don't know, sometimes I'll work more in the evenings, but I usually don't. I mean, if I have an event coming up, if OfferMind's coming up, if I'm speaking somewhere, there's times where I'll go and I'll work in the evenings, but it's an exception. It's not the rule. The rule is that from 9 to 5, I work and that's it. And whatever I don't get done, I'm okay with that. And I've had to tell myself and really be okay with the fact that whatever I don't get done, I don't get done. And what I've been doing that now for a little over a year. It's October. It's been a year and a half. Okay, a little over a year and a half I've been doing that, which has been awesome. And I've really enjoyed, just kind of where things are moving. Anyway, so one of the things I've been doing to stay more effective as I'm doing it is I have a film guy. Okay, I was at my sister's wedding, which went awesome, obviously. It was great. It was cool to see, my little sister get married. And while I was there, I saw this film guy. And I was like, oh, he's like really into it. I like his style. He seems to be getting some neat shots. And then I saw the video he produced and I was like, dude, that was good. And I reached out to him on Facebook and I said, hey, I'm speaking at Carnegie Hall. Do you want to come film me take the journey on the way to Carnegie Hall? While I'm there, while we're like in the streets and then on the way back. And he's like, sure. So I paid for his ticket, paid for everything, paid him obviously, and then he came and he filmed the whole journey and he's made some like cool stuff around that. The other thing though is that I decided I was thinking through. Now I have a little bit of an advantage here, and I know that, right? I've read Traffic Secrets already, and I'll say this because I've heard Russell say this on his podcast, so it's not a new story, but meaning for everybody else, but one day he and I were sitting down, I was sitting in his office, and he had just come back from hanging out with Dean Graziosi for a day. And Dean says he's like, at the time that this story happened, okay, they film like an ad a day, right? They sell like 4 times as many books. It's ridiculous, okay? Because they film an ad a day. Rather than spending all this time writing a single ad, they literally just compete by making new ads. And I was like, that's really interesting. So while I was going to Carnegie Hall, I was going to, several events. I've spoken a lot, been in a lot of cities in the last 2 weeks. It's nice to be outside at this park near my house here. But while I was going over there, I was like, you know what? Every time we land somewhere, let's just find whatever the cool tourist attractions are. And then whenever I'm not speaking, we'll just go to those attractions and we'll film 15-second, 30-second, 1-minute ads, right? Different varying lengths of ads. And so that's what we've been doing. And we, in the last probably 2 or 3 weeks, we've filmed easily 50 ads. Okay, no joke. We just wrote this big, massive list of all the things that we promote, which maybe some of you guys may not even know I have that many things that you could buy, right? And we've been filming ads for each one of these things specifically with a brand new hook, tying into the environment that I'm in. Right, like here I might, even if it's cheesy, it doesn't matter, even if it's cheesy, I might walk up to you guys if I was like, boom, what's going on, Steve Larsen? Hey, I'm so excited, right over here, I'm in a baseball park. I want you to hit out of the park this year. So go ahead and post your goal down below, and then second of all, go buy this thing. It's largely free, just pay for the shipping, blah, right? I tie it into the environment that I'm in. So we got to the Empire State Building, and they caught us, because he's got everyone has a camera out, but he had like a camera, you know what I mean? Like a direct, shotgun mic, and he's on this big Ronin thing. So we got caught and we couldn't do anything. So we went back the next day, we broke the camera apart and put it across all our backpacks, and we snuck it through and got it up to the top of the Empire State Building, which felt a little bit scary for a little while. And then we filmed a bunch of ads at the top of the Empire State Building, right? Which were super fun. They look amazing. And then we went to Times Square and we filmed ads of me walking through the crowd in the audience with the camera guy walking backwards, and Colton is like walking forward, like parting the sea of everybody. While it looks super sick. You guys will see the ads. But and I'm talking while I'm walking through the crowds around all these billboards and banners, tying in the environment into a very brief hook. Anyway, then we went and we snuck the camera into, we snuck the camera to the Statue of Liberty, and we got kicked out and then brought it back in and did it again. I'm really bad at hearing no. And then, you know what I mean? Like, it's just been cool. In fact, 2 days ago, from the time we've been making this right now, 2 days ago, we were at a theme park in Chicago where they had the world's fastest 0 to really fast roller coaster with the most aggressive backwards inversion once you're going. It's like, it was crazy. So we're tying in. Here's what I'm saying. I filmed a whole bunch of small ads tying in the environment. And then I was like, let's film like a longer form ad with multiple scenes. So I took out my notepad, and you guys can do this anywhere, and it's the reason I'm making this episode, right? I took out my notepad, and which is always with me. And usually, basically, it's the same thing I did with several other ads. I just use the webinar script. It's the perfect sales script. That's what we should really call it. The perfect sales script, perfect ad script. I'm just gonna move this up a little bit. I put it's on the fence inside here, the little pop socket or whatever. It's in between the chain links to keep my phone up. That's nice. I wanted to get outside. Anyway, so what I did though is I took out my pad and I was like, let's make a longer form ad. And I literally just used the perfect webinar script, perfect sales script, okay, and I wrote an ad. And we tied in this super awesome environment. We were in a theme park that was insanely overpacked, and they had it's now a Halloween theme, right? So I grabbed a pumpkin that was next to one of the props. I sat next to it, did a cool pattern interrupt, and the whole ad I'm walking through rides while I'm saying the next single sentence of the webinar. So it's catchy, it's very eye-catching, but at the same time, I'm following a good direct response marketing principles. Anyway, I'm just telling you this because, number one, it's aggressive. It is exhausting to do a webinar. I just did a webinar today about 2 hours ago for One Funnel Away, and I'm tired, right? And before that, I was filming. After this, I'm filming. I just got off a call with somebody. I'm speaking a lot, but number one, when you take the opportunity, whatever it is that you're already doing, just document it. Like, Steven, I can't hire a camera guy. Then don't, right? I don't have a camera guy. My phone is balancing on a chain link fence in the park. That's okay, right? That's okay. That's all the tech. Russell still uses his phone just with the voice memos app, and that's what his podcast is while he's driving. What camera equipment do you use? My phone? That's it, right? So the whole point of what I'm saying here is, like, use whatever you're already doing and document, right? And I've said that multiple times on the show, and I know I have, but document, right? Don't create, document. It's much harder to sit down and think you have to like create this brand new amazing thing. Just use the environments and the scenarios that you're already in and tie that in. Environment is one of the easiest hooks, right? One of the reasons ads works is because there's a pattern interrupt, right? Well, the pattern interrupt could literally just be where you're standing, right? When I did an ad and I'm like, boom, what's up? It's Steve Larsen, right? I can't remember what one of my intros was. I did so many ads there, but the Statue of Liberty is like right there, right? That's an awesome pattern interrupt. That means because of the environment I'm in, I technically could be less good at script writing. And because the environment is still good, it can still be captivating. Case in point, there's a lot of crappy movies out there, but because of all the CGI and the graphics and explosions, it's an okay movie when the script sucked. You know what I'm saying? Like, that happens all the time already. Anyway, so number one, understand that whatever you're doing, you can use that and tie that in. In fact, that's very interesting for people to see. A lot of times, like, I know I have lines on my face right now with like the light coming through the chain link fence. People want variety, right? It's actually one of the 6 needs Tony Robbins teaches about, right? Variety, spontaneity. People want that. And for some of us, that need is greater than others. So provide that. Like, I don't make the same content all the time anymore. Use whatever's going on around there. Now, since I've like been using that principle more and more lately, the sun's in my face. Now, since I've been using that principle more and more lately, one thing I have been doing, which has been really cool, is, well, why don't I try to create more cool environments? So I just got off the phone with my realtor, who's amazing, and the realtor has been helping us create he's been helping us get an office space where I can go and actually set up a event center, right? I'm looking at shows like Impact Theory. I'm looking at Bedros. I'm looking at all the video. I think video is going to go even further than it already has, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a show where I can control the environment, but make a very appealing environment where it's face-to-face chats with big people, right? So my lease is going to be a lot of money. We're going to spend, probably a solid $200,000 to outfit the studio, but we're building a studio. That's something I'm working on right now. Is we're building an actual studio that can be used for multiple things. It's part of my office that we just leased. We just put the letter of intent in today. So we're going back and forth, that whole process. So that's what we're in right now. So we're leasing it, right? Well, a third of the entire office space, I'm having them gut all the walls and build some like event center that holds 50 people, that has a stage that we can change backgrounds in, that has lights, right, with the cameras and all the sound and all the things that make it feel like a brand new environment. So that's the biggest cost for me when I do my events. When I walk into an event, it needs to transport me. It needs to take me to a new place. Well, the same thing is true, like a lot of times with ads, right, or creating any kind of content. So the reason I'm telling this is because the way we're doing this right now is I'm trying to set up a scene that can be used as a face-to-face, side-by-side chat, interview-styled show, and it will pay for my office, right? That's why I'm doing it. It'll pay for my office through being a show, by doing Offer Lab stuff there, by having some of my own mastermind stuff, which is definitely coming, and we're building the funnel now. But I just want you to know, like, start thinking of the ways to use the environment. Stephen, I'm not that creative. And you may be right. Maybe you're not that creative, but guess who is? Mother Nature. Okay? Everything else that's around you. Other people might be. You don't need to be creative to be able to have creative things, right? So one of the things that we're doing, though, is we're starting to use these environments to go cause more of the emotion that sometimes my video may not be able to convey otherwise, or at least will accelerate that emotion that I'm really hoping for, right? So that's the major point of the episode. So anywhere you go, right, start thinking about ways you can sit back and start creating these ads. We cranked out, like I said, about 50 ads, and then more of a long form one where I'm like, it's to promote the One Funnel Way. I'm literally creating paid advertising now for my bridge page that's promoting One Funnel Way, because it's super profitable, right? It helps ClickFunnels, helps me, helps everybody, and there's enough is enough commission that I can actually go spend money to acquire a customer and still keep just a little bit left over, which is nice. So we're creating paid advertising for, and I'm not saying one funnel away in the ads. I doubt that would be allowed. But, you know, in the ad, I'm sitting by a pumpkin. You guys, you know I'm a goofball at heart, right? And I'm totally cool with that. But I'm sitting by a pumpkin, and I'm looking right at the pumpkin, and we're sitting on a bench, and I'm looking at him like, I know, right? Have you ever wondered if you could build a sales funnel for your business? You know what I mean? It's like super cheesy, but like it's in the first 2 seconds, like what? Right? I don't care if it's goofy. That fact that there's a hook, it pulls you in, and then I'm walking through this super cool script throughout. And I always get tired of people saying stuff like, well, does it work for this? Does it work for this? Does it work for this? So what we did is we went to the Better Business Bureau on all the industries, and we grabbed all the industries that you can find on the Better Business Bureau, and I'm running through them. I'm running through all of them. Like, I'm trying to put like several hundred of these categories because I'm sick of it. So what we're doing is after I hit a certain point in the script, it's just me saying another 5 industries while I get into a roller coaster, another 5 industries while I'm getting out of the roller coaster, another 5 industries while I'm getting into an Uber, getting out of the Uber, getting my luggage, walking back to the Uber, riding to the airport, running through the airport, another 5 while I'm getting on the plane, while I'm getting off the plane. Well, it's like, it's this ad. And after a certain point, it's just categories, categories. All the things I know people ask when they go do One Funnel Away or one of my other products or whatever. And so it's pretty hilarious because it's just me, and it just slowly starts to fade out with a call to action, just like as I keep saying the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one, the next. It only works for you if you're in one of these, right? Just a whole bunch of them. So anyway, it's kind of funny. Anyway, I just want to leave you guys with one little piece here, a cool little story I just heard. Back in 1800s, I'm sorry, 1900s. Yeah. No, it'd be 1900s. Thinking my timelines, make sure they're right. Anyway, there's a guy named Harry Rickenbach, and Harry was had to be 1900s. Okay, yeah, it was 1900s. Back in the early 1900s, Harry Rickenbach was, I believe he was the guy that dumped like diplomas over enemy lines in World War II. Sorry guys, I'm getting my timelines messed up here. It's World War I and World War II, regardless, early 1900s. But anyway, well, he was known for helping people get some really cool things. And so in one of them, what he did is there was a guy who really wanted to get on he wanted to be famous. He wanted to be a star. And so he goes over to Harry and he said, hey, I want to be this star. Would you please help me? He said, sure, that sounds good. And he's like, let me go introduce you to the producer. And so what Harry does is he goes to the bank and he gets 2,000 pennies. I love this story. He goes in and he gets 2,000 pennies. It's in a huge city. And he has these 2,000 pennies, and he starts walking this gentleman over to the producer's office through the city. As they're walking through the city, Harry just starts dropping pennies. Just dropping pennies as he's walking through crowds. Back when a penny was made of something that was actually worth something. Okay, right? So he's just dropping all these pennies as he's walking. He's dropping the penny. And first there's just kids picking him up. And as time goes though, adults start following him. Lots of adults, lots of people. And suddenly there's this mass of people that's behind him while he drops 2,000 pennies. And by the time he gets to the producer's office and he stops and he knocks on the door, the producer opens the office door and there's the client, Harry, and then this sea of people. And what it did is it made it look like everyone knew who this guy was, and that he should definitely be hired by this producer. And the perception, they had no idea who the guy was. They just were behind him because he kept dropping all these pennies, right? Now, like, say what you will about that. That's brilliant. And most marketers are nervous to do random stuff like that, right? And that's the reason why I started doing, like, I don't care if it's an unanswered loop. You don't have to close all loops. I'm gonna open tons of loops. That's why I'm looking at a freaking pumpkin and I'm like, I know, right? And I go, like, it's a weird ad, but I know it's gonna be weird enough. You don't have to be like creepy weird. You know what I mean? It's like, you have to be like out there strange. That's not what I'm saying at all, but out of the norm, right? And focus on becoming those things in your ads and the way that you shoot them and the way you put the things together. And even if you're not doing video ads, that's fine. They are what we found to be significantly more effective than text ads. But that's just for me. But anyway, so we're filming a lot more of them, a lot more small ones, a lot more anyway, and it's been great. And our revenues have like we've almost doubled in the last few days, just with all these new creative that we've been tossing out there, and with the exact same stuff with just a little bit more ads. Sales have gone like they've pretty much doubled in the last 3 days, which is nuts. That's not enough of a litmus test to make a rule out of it, but anyway. So guys, that's it. That's the point of the episode. I just want you guys to start thinking about ways to create curiosity, ways to shoot ads, ways if you're already going somewhere, think an extra 5 seconds, of how you can use that environment for an ad. And if it's not awesome, who cares? Make a bunch of them, right? And compensate with volume of ads rather than one perfect ad. And that seems to be working way better than anything else. So that's what we're doing. And it's been awesome. Anyways, if you guys like the show, I appreciate it. I will tell you that Sales Funnel Radio will end. Oh, you didn't know that, right? Or a lot of you didn't. Sales Funnel Radio is coming up on 300 episodes here. And iTunes starts to get weird after 300 episodes. And so we're going to end the show. I currently have about 3,500 downloads a day with Sales Funnel Radio, which is awesome, right? It's no paid ads. It's all organic. The message of it has just continued to grow. And I thank you guys for that because I know you sharing it has been a big piece of that. This journey's been nuts. I will end the show. That doesn't mean I'm going to end publishing, though. Okay, what I am doing is I'm launching a show called Pursuit of Profit. Oh, what's that? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a whole bunch of really cool people who are rich and ask them how they've pursued profit and what allowed them to actually make cash. And that's a different kind of show. It's going to be awesome. I had to pay a lot of money for that domain. But it'll be cool, though. It'll be awesome. Pursuit of Profit will be cool. I'm literally building the studio and putting it all together. That's kind of what's been going on. It's also the reason Sales Funnel Radio has slowed down in how much we've been putting out as we kind of work on this transition. But if you guys want to go get on the waiting list, though, go to pursuitofprofit.com. And that will be the new show, which I'm very excited about. And it should be about half and half, meaning 50% interview with someone big and rich, and half with me teaching you what I'm doing, because I want to still keep documenting the journey, because I think that's important. I think that's very important to do. So that's what I'm trying to do with the ratio. I'll fly in a whole bunch of people. I will probably sell live seat tickets. By the way, the room's only going to hold like 20 to 30 people. But all these giants that are coming in, I just do them back to back. That's how I do my content now when I do interviews. So that's kind of the thought. So if you guys want to go get on the waiting list for that, or the notification or whatever, go to pursuitofprofit.com. And that's going to be the format of the show. I want to go dive deep with a little bit broader of a market. Someday I'll teach you the strategy on what I'm pulling here and some things I learned and why I'm doing this. Because ending Sales Funnel Radio feels like a sin. SalesFunnelRadio.com, we're going to redo that as well. We'll put all of the episodes on a single MP3 player. I love that. That'll be a lot of fun. And I'm gearing up for Pursuit of Profit. I also have another show that we're launching, which by the time you guys get this episode, it might already be out, called One Funnel Away Stories. If you guys go to ofastories.com, ofastories.com, I was walking through downtown, and I'll stop here with this story here. But I was walking through the Vegas Strip with Russell. This is probably like 3 years ago, and we were at an event down there, and we were trying to learn some things that they were doing, and which is funny conversations and stuff. But I was walking down the Strip. I was walking next to Russell, and I was like, what's funny is, all the tools are here now, right? Like they're largely all here. So why is it that some people still don't believe that this might work for them? And I believe that it's just story. That's it. We just need more story. This has become a game. It's no longer like, does it work for me? Yeah, it does. All right. Number two, it's like, I need these tools. I need to be a coder. You don't need to be anymore. Right? And it's like, well, number three is like, I just don't believe. There it is. That's the kicker. So the whole purpose of it is story. So I was talking to Dave, and I was talking to Russell, and I was like, why don't you guys buy One Funnel Away Stories? It's their domain. They're just letting me be the guy to run the show. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling in just tons of people, and in 20 minutes, hearing their story on what they did with ClickFunnels and funnels in general to go blow up. And I think it'd be a really interesting show. Less like tactical, right? It's gonna be highly story based, where it's a new person, and you guys get a chance to go hear other people in crazy industries. I'm going to choose all kinds of industries. They're not going to be like the standard ones you hear about. There's nothing wrong with those either. But anyway, so those are the new shows that'll be coming up. Sales Funnel Radio to stop. We're going to start 2 others though. As soon as Sales Funnel Radio hits 300, it'll be done. I do have some special tricks up my sleeve for the end of the show, which I'm very pumped about. That have been ready for quite a while. And I'm psyched, guys. This will be awesome. Thanks so much for being here. If you guys like this, please screenshot it, post it in social media, tag me in it, tell me what you guys liked about it. If you hated it, if you think my eyes are too large, like myself, go ahead and let me know that as well. Anyways, thanks so much for being a part of this show. I can't even believe we're nearing 300 episodes. 300 episodes. Your life will change. Start publishing, and in 1 year, tell me if your life's not dramatically different. It was for me. Hey guys, thanks so much for all this. You are one funnel away. I encourage you to all get rich and give back and be a capitalist pig. You will do more good in the world with more money than if you're poor. And I strongly believe that. I don't believe the government should take care of me. I believe I should get as rich as possible to first take care of myself and then go do good things with it. If you guys like the show, thank you so much. Please go rate and subscribe it and pass the word that it's probably going to be ending at episode 300. So I really appreciate it. A few more tricks up the sleeve. Please stay tuned till the end. Go to pursuitofprofit.com, get on the waiting list, and then also ofastories.com as well for the same. Guys, thanks so much. We'll see you later. Bye.
Oh yeah. Hey, wish you could geek out with other real funnel builders and even ask questions while I build funnels live? Oh, wish granted. Watch and learn funnel building as I document my process in my funnel strategy group. It's free. Just go to thescienceofselling.online and join now.